I wanted to come and chat with all of you today about something that I really wish we could normalize, and that's this vast emotional scale that we all have. Some days we take up permanent residence in this feeling of joy and optimism and enthusiasm, and we're so hopeful and we're so full of love and everything is just flowing. It's wonderful. Oh, that's so perfect. I love those days. And some days we're on the opposite spectrum where we've taken up permanent residence in anger, in fear, in grief, in discouragement, maybe disappointment because someone disappointed you. That's okay as well, right? We're going to have those days. And some days, and this is where most of us fall, we ride that roller coaster of joy. I'm feeling fun. I'm laughing. Now I'm disappointed. Now I'm feeling irritable. Now I'm feeling impatient. Oh, I'm back to joy again. I'm back to feeling hopeful again. And we kind of ride this roller coaster up and down. So what I wanted to talk about today is how do we ride it and normalize our feelings without bypassing our feelings, because we don't want to have false positivity. We don't want to bypass how we feel. But we also don't want to take up permanent residence in those emotions, even though they're normal, in the ones that just don't feel good. We don't want to take up permanent residence in hopelessness or sadness or anger, right? It's okay to feel all of those things, but how do we move through them? And how do we do it in the most simplistic way so that we can do it moment to moment throughout the day while we ride that roller coaster? And I'm going to do a full post on this on the podcast shortly, all about the emotional scale, because I teach this in all 3 workshops that I have right now that I'm offering at Contagiously Positive. All include this emotional scale process, but with how to use it in different areas of your life in different situations. So today, say you're feeling irritable, impatient, you're feeling discouraged, you're feeling angry, just feeling like, life is sort of throwing you a curveball, and can we just throw a straight ball today, right? Can we just have a good day, right? Enough, universe, right? Whenever we feel that, it's up to us to turn within and say, what can I do? What can I do? So one of the steps that's so important is just simply claim how you're feeling. If you're feeling impatient, just feel impatient without guilt, without shame, without saying, I shouldn't feel impatient. I have this beautiful life. I should be able to control my emotions. Whatever. You're feeling impatient. Just claim how you're feeling. I'm feeling angry. Claim that you're feeling angry. I'm feeling frustrated. Claim that you're feeling frustrated. Normalize your feelings. Put the power back in your hand, in your hands, in your emotions, if you will. You feel it, it matters, period. Claim it so it doesn't claim you. And that's really what we're doing here. What we don't claim claims us, right? What we don't make conscious becomes our fate, is what Carl Jung used to say. The next step is, now that you're claiming how you're actually feeling, you can even go deeper and be like, why am I actually feeling this way? What is really at the root of this? And if you don't know, and it's just I just woke up pissed off, then that's fine as well. So you can take that first step further if you want, but it's not necessary if you're just working at trying to navigate that emotional scale as quick as you can throughout the day. You can go back and you can process that later if it keeps showing up and, it keeps becoming a pattern. How would you prefer to feel? How would you prefer to feel instead? If you could take away the anger right now, what would you prefer? If you could take away the frustration and the irritability right now, what would you prefer? Right? If all of that, if I could just reach in and pull it from you, let me do it right now. I'm going to reach in and I'm going to take this anger from you. I'm going to just put it in my fake pocket. Now you have whatever you want. Your emotions are just empty right now, ready for you to put something back in. What do you want to put back in? Here, I'm going to take something from my fake pocket and I'm going to give you back hope. I'm going to put a little bit of hope there. If you're feeling hopeful, What decisions would a hopeful person make today? What reactions would she make? What decisions would she make? What actions would she take? All right, I'm going to take another one. I want to feel energized today. All right, I'm going to take energized from my fake pocket. I'm going to give you energized. So now I would prefer to feel energized. What reactions, actions, decisions, thoughts, actions, what would this person, what would she, the energized version of me, take? What would she do? Right? And then this is the hard part, actually going and doing that thing. But stop making it so hard. And I think that's so important because we overcomplicate so much. We're like, well, if I'm feeling this way, I better have an 8-hour conversation about it where I feel worse, or I better try 18 things that I know aren't going to work when really all I really wanted to do was sit in the sun, or really all I really needed was to turn on some, fun music. That's not always going to be the case. But what I'm saying is throughout the day when we're doing a roller coaster, right? When there actually isn't really a lot of things that are going on that are taking you into permanent residence of the anger or the frustration. It's just life. These are the little things that really help. These are the simplistic things that take us on that ride, if you will, of the emotional scale. So I'm going to take that one thing away, right? Put it in my pocket, and I'm going to give you the thing that you actually want, right? You're claiming how you feel. You're claiming it so it doesn't claim you. You're deciding how you would prefer to feel instead, even if it's just a little bit better. And you're going to put that into your life. What do I need to do to feel that way? And it's often the opposite actions of what you're currently doing. I know for me, when I'm angry, that's usually my default when things aren't working for me. I just get so angry. I get so frustrated. What doesn't work is me constantly reacting and responding on that anger, where I get mad at my husband and I'm frustrated with, the people that I bump into at the store, or I'm yelling at my dog. That doesn't help. It just compounds it. So when I'm angry, what really works for me is pushing the pause button, saying, I'm like so flippin' angry right now. I need to get out of here. I need to move my body. I need to get out of here. And I will go outside and I will walk, and I will just mentally and sometimes even out loud, say all the reasons why I'm so angry and frustrated, and I get it out. And then I'm like, okay, how would I prefer to feel instead? How would I prefer to react and respond and act, and what decisions would I prefer to make instead if I want to take that anger and feel calm and feel hopeful and feel loving, right? Feel really loving and feel kind again and feel compassionate again, because when I'm angry, I don't feel very compassionate. So it's just flipping it around. I know I'm making this sound so simplistic, and I understand that certain things that you're going through are going to require some different practices, some different tools, some different support. But this is a really wonderful way to turn the power back towards yourself and really remind yourself that it's not necessary for you to take up permanent residence in the feelings that you don't want to feel. And it's also totally normal for you to feel them. It's normal to feel angry. It's normal to feel grief. It's normal to feel sadness. It's normal to feel hopelessness. And it's also normal to feel joy and to feel hope and to feel compassion and to feel love. It's all normal. It's all a part of it. It's all a part of the human experience. It's just a matter of looking within and saying, what do I need today? Right? What do I need today? What do I need today that I'm not giving myself mentally, emotionally, physically, attitudinally, spiritually? What do I need today? And taking actions on that. Right? Once you really figure out how it is that you want to feel, how would she act? How would she respond? How would she reach out for support? How would she ask for help? What decisions would she make? And then you start to take those little simplistic baby actions. You micro step your way up the emotional scale instead of feeling nauseated, on this roller coaster, or instead of feeling so frustrated, like there's no way I'm going to get from point A to point B in 5 minutes. No, probably not. Sometimes, yes, if it's something so minor, but sometimes no. Sometimes it's taking those little baby steps every day, multiple times a day, for as long as it takes, And if something's not working, try something else. And that is really important as well. So as we begin to navigate the emotional scale, what's going to happen is you're going to pivot back to your true north. And then when you veer off, you're going to be able to say, that's not my authentic self. That's actually not where I want to go today. That's not where I want to drive today. That's not the ride I want to take today. I actually would prefer to come over here. What roads, what steps, what breadcrumbs, what nudges, what do I need to do to take a detour back over here?